Hello students, today I am here with the continuation of my first video, right? Thereby in the previous video I have mentioned that I'll be starting with the chapter Matter in Our Surroundings for class 9th. So in this I will exactly begin with my 3 contents which I had mentioned in the previous video. There were 4 contents out of which 5th I mentioned for the question answers. Thus first 3 I'll be taking up in this video itself. Starting off with the first part, the first one was what is matter. So now we have to understand that what actually we are studying or what we have to study about. As the name of the chapter tells, matter in our surroundings. So there might be something matter, right? Matter has to be something in the world. Okay, so what is matter? We all know there is a definition to matter, that matter is something that has mass and occupies space. Now this definition every child knows almost, that what is matter? Anything that has space and it has mass, right? Anything which occupies some volume. Okay, so we have to understand that what is this mass, what is this volume, what is this matter, and how is it related to both of these things. Okay, I'll explain you with the help of an example. For example, me myself, you take an example of yourself only, say a human being only. What is a human being doing? Whenever we are standing or whenever we are doing anything like in the environment, for example, you are standing, you are simply standing on the floor. So what are you doing there then? You are occupying that particular space of that floor, right? On that area you are standing, there is some air which your body is occupying. If you are standing in that right place, there is some space which your body is occupying, and that is what it is, that is matter. You are occupying space, so thereby you are becoming matter here, and the space which you are occupying is the volume. And obviously you have some mass. We all are born with some or the other weight, that is our mass which we are providing in this matter. So thus clear with the both things, that has mass and that has space. I have explained you with the help of an example of human beings, but you can take anything in this world. Everything is made up of matter. Every gas, every liquid, every solid, everything is made up of matter. Now you might be wondering, how is gas made up of matter? Yes, exactly. Take any gas. We have nitrogen in the maximum amount, right? As you have already studied in your previous classes, nitrogen is the maximum in concentration in air, right? So what is it doing? It is also occupying some space in the sky. Thus that space which it is occupying, and also it has some molecular weight. Everybody knows that be it a gas, be it a liquid, be it solid, everything has some mass, everything has a weight, and therefore they also will come under the classification of matter. So that is how we say that every small thing is made up of matter. You name it anything, this whole universe is made up of matter, because every other thing is either having mass or either having space. I hope I am clear what is matter. Still, if you people do not understand that what actually a matter is, you can ask me through these comment section. So I am moving ahead by assuming that I am clear by explaining that what is matter. Coming on to the next slide, if we now think of that, okay, we have understood that what matter was. Anything in this universe which is having some mass and which is occupying some space, it's the matter. Now we need to understand that what is this matter actually containing, which is very important. Obviously, now if this matter is present everywhere in the universe, it might be containing something or the other might be definitely present in it. So that is why scientists studied that matter contains smaller particles of which it is made up of. That means there are very small particles of which matter is made up of. There is definitely those particles, or there is definitely those small things in the matter which it is comprising of. I'll take an example and explain you. For example, if you have a lot many balls, okay, and you take a big box and you pack all the balls in it, right, and In a big hall, you have 20 of those boxes. Each box has 100 balls, right? So those boxes are what? Those boxes are matter, because those boxes are having mass and they are occupying some space in that room, right? And those small balls which are contained inside it, they are forming matter. So what are those small balls? They are the small particles of matter. I hope I'll be clear by this example that what is matter and what is it made up of. So that box is what? That box is matter. Why? Because it is occupying some space in the room and obviously it is having mass. Why it is having mass? Because it has very small particles that are balls inside that box. So those particles or those balls are called as atoms. I am very sure you might have heard about this word even before, and so we need to clearly understand that what are these atoms. I have written that these small particles are not visible with the naked eyes. That means हम उसको बिना माइक्रोस्कोप के या बिना किसी चीज के नहीं देख सकते. Not being seen with naked eyes means this, कि हम उसको अपनी आंखों से नहीं देख सकते. We will have to require some microscopic device or something to observe this. We cannot see them randomly moving in the environment. So this is the characteristic of those particles, that those particles are very small in size and they are not visible with the naked eye. So those particles, what is their name? The name of those particles are atoms. So students, we should be clear by now that matter is something that has mass, that occupies space, and what does it contain? It contains very small particles which are not visible with the naked eye, and thus are called atoms. I hope I am clear with what is matter and what are atoms. Again I am repeating, if you still not understand that what are atoms and what is it, you can ask me via the comments. Moving ahead, now there is an activity to show whatever I have explained in the past two slides. It can be cleared by this activity. As you can read it out, to show that matter has something called small particles which occupy space, right? We all know by now that matter is something which has mass, that occupies space, and it has small particles called as atoms. As I had given you an example of box and balls, this is a chemistry example. Okay, this is actually an example. That example was my self-made to explain you people by our daily life, right? But this is something chemically. Before this, I would like to tell you a simple common example of your household only: salt and sugar in water. Like salt in water or sugar in water, any of them. You might have eaten many of the snacks, you might have eaten many of sweet dishes as well. Your mother or anybody in the home might have made some food items in which they add water, they add sugar. So many sweet dishes are there, right? What do? How do they make them sweet? They add a lot of water and then they add double of sugar in it. And when you keep it on flame, or when you even keep it without flame, what do you see? After some time, you will see that there are no sugar particles seen in the water. You will see plain water. So what has happened there? The sugar has dissolved in water. Being very simple with my words, वो sugar पानी में मिल गई. वो इस तरह मिल गई कि वो अब हमें दिख ही नहीं रही है. So what has happened? That means there has been a mixture, or there has been something. Where have those particles gone? Now, I will tell you this again with the help of an example. This is very clear that there are, supposedly there is a big room, there is a 4-5 story building, and every building, every floor has 4 to 5 rooms. So, there is an attack, or there is a hustle bustle in the market due to any of the reason. There might be some kind of attack, or there might be some anything, so the people have to escape and hide themselves. Now there comes this building which is very big, and every floor has many rooms. So now what will happen? The door of that building is open. the people are already running and trying to save themselves, so they will enter those building. Now when they will enter the building, they will go and hide in those rooms, right? But when the attackers will come, will they be able to see the people? No, they will be only able to see the building. But where are the people gone? People have hidden inside the rooms. Same concept applies here. You take the room as spaces inside the water, right? And people as the sugar molecules. So those sugar molecules have also gone and hidden inside the water. Now if that building is water and those sugar particles are the people, then you might now be able to think that therefore there are some spaces in the room, there are some spaces in the water into which the sugar particles are getting and dissolving. If there could have not been any space, where could have the sugar particles gone? Similarly, in the example, if there could have been no rooms and the building couldn't have been constructed, it could have been an open building, then would the people have been hidden? No, the attackers could have easily spot them, right, standing in the building only, because there was no roof, there was no room, there was no space. So this makes it clear that water was having some space into which the sugar particles went. And that is why we only saw water after some times, because those sugar particles went and got dissolved in those space. Hence proved that matter has space into which those particles go and dissolve. Right? Now this we will understand with the help of another activity also. You can see I have drawn 3 beakers, A, B, C. In first beaker you will see these molecules are water. These molecules are water molecules in the beaker. All 3 beakers is containing water. So in the first beaker where there was water, I added some small potassium permanganate crystals. Now what is this potassium permanganate? You might be wondering which is this substance. Okay, so as you have different products, different substances, different chemicals in the environment, this is also a one type of chemical. These are small crystals. As you see sugar crystals, as you see salt crystals, similarly we have crystals of potassium permanganate. These crystals are purple colored. Which color? Purple colored crystals are there. So what do we do in this activity? We dissolved or we put these potassium permanganate crystals into the water beaker. Slowly and steadily what you will see, these potassium permanganate crystals have started being distributing. See, you will see everywhere in this water that these potassium permanganate crystals have occupied another space. They have started moving and they are occupying space. Then finally, after when the time has been over, you will see that these crystals have spread evenly everywhere. See, lot many crystals, how they have been spread everywhere. One thing you need to understand, that when these crystals have spread everywhere, initially they were purple colored. So now they have also made their color spread whole inside the beaker, making the water purple colored. So which colored water you can see now? Purple colored water. So thus it has proved that those particles have went inside the spaces of water and evenly spread themselves, right? And also gave its own color. So this is how it proves that there is something called matter which has spaces, and there are small particles also inside matter which go and hide in those spaces. So this is very clear now from this experiment, from the examples which I gave you. It will make you very clear that how is this matter occupying space. And mass is inbuilt. Everything which we will study will obviously has some mass. So therefore they will fall under the category of matter. So I hope I'm clear by this experiment. Same activity, same result is for sugar in water, same is for salt in water, as I have studied about potassium permanganate. As it was a difficult one, so I took this one, and rest I explained both of them verbally. But the concept lies the same for both the cases. Okay, moving on to the next. Now after we have finished that what was matter, it had space, it had mass, it had some particles which were occupying those spaces, right? Now coming on to the next part, that is how do we classify matter. That means this matter might also have some various different types, right? As I have told you that every solid, every liquid, every gas is matter. The answer lies in this only. Now earlier in the history, it was considered, or it was thought, that matter is made up of 5 basic elements called as Panch Tattva. Though it is mentioned very restrictedly in your NCERT, it's just 1 or 2 line, but I feel that this should not be skipped. It should be made into your review. That is why I have brought this. Panch Tattva. You might have heard also your grannies or older people at your home saying about Panch Tattva, because it was in their times when it was studied that everything in this universe is made up of 5 elements, and everything is in universe is what? Matter. So what is matter made up of? 5 elements. Which 5 elements? Air. True, we have air in our environment. Earth, obviously earth is our planet on which we are living. Fire, yes, we have a lot of fire in our earth crust, right? That will be taken as a separate topic, but yes, for your knowledge, you might be know that inside the earth we have a lot of heat. So fire. Sky, yes, we can see sky above our head. Water, we all know that earth is covered with 70% of water. Half of this earth is water. So matter is made up of 5 elements: air, earth, fire, sky, water. Though this was correct, but it had nothing to relate with the chemistry or chemical situation of the matter. So to make it modernize, to bring it in relation to science, we had to bring some modern classification. This historical classification was true, but it was not related to our science, or it was not related to our chemistry. So this you have to only understand, and you have to only keep in mind that matter is made up of 5 elements in the history, which we used to call as Panch Tattva. And which were those Panch Tattva? Air, in which we live; earth, on the planet we survive; fire or heat, which is present inside the earth's crust; sky, which is above our head; and water, we all know that we have so many oceans, right? So many seas, etc. So everywhere, most of the earth, 70% of the earth is covered with water. So that is how water. So moving on to the modern classification, today we see that matter is classified in 2 bases. Which on which basis it classified? 2 bases. Physical state of atom. Now what is the state? What do we call as state? What does this mean? This I will take with the help of an example again. Water. Simply we will take the most easiest and most available substance in our environment, water. How many states does water have? Every one of you might be knowing, and even if not knowing, you can understand. What is water if you keep it in the kitchen in a stored container? You see it as a liquid, right? It is flowing in that container. It is flowing in that liquid, right? And if the water is in fridge, is in refrigerator, or is in a freezer, how will you see it at? In your freezer, it will be turned into ice, right? So that will be ice. And if you leave it outside in your garden in a bucket in a sunny afternoon, and then after 2 or 3 hours you see that water has been lost. So therefore when the water was in kitchen, it was in liquid state. When it came into the refrigerator, it was in ice state, and when it was kept outside, it evaporated as water vapor. So those were its 3 states: liquid in the kitchen, solid in the fridge, and gaseous outside the house. So those were the 3 physical states. Similarly, we will have physical states of atoms also, and those will come under physical properties. So we will study those physical properties ahead. Apart from these physical properties, also we have chemical joining of atoms. Now these atoms only, when they join with one another, they form one or the other different things. So those joining, or that, now how does a thing join? It joins by some chemical reactions only, no? So that is what we will study under chemical properties. Hence you will have now might have understood what are physical properties and what are chemical properties. The physical properties are the ones which are based on its state, based on its outer look, that whether it is solid, liquid or gas. And chemical properties are what? Based upon its joining, that how do they join and what do they further make, that is what is their chemical composition, which type of reaction has occurred, and now what have they formed. Okay, moving next. How do we classify matter, Mehi? We had studied two types now, physical properties, chemical properties. Physical properties, as I have explained, three states: solid, liquid, gas. Right? These physical properties of atoms also will remain the same, because we have three states only in our environment mostly, which you can study on your level, that is solid, liquids and gases. Now chemical properties classification, I told you that there might be occurring some chemical reaction, or there might be something which is happening, which is joining all these things. So there are small atoms which together join to form molecules. Those molecules will combine to form elements. The elements further combine to form compounds, and these together mix. When they mix in themselves, they form mixture. So this is what is chemical property classification. It is as simple. Small molecules of atoms are joining to form molecules. Molecules are combining to form elements, and elements combine to form compounds. So when they mix, they also form certain type of mixtures. The types of them we will take in another chapter, but for now you only need to understand that how are these atoms combining and what things they are forming, right? You can understand, no, with the help of certain examples also. When we mix two things, they form another substance. That substance when mixed with another substance, it results into different kind of thing. So this is how we understand that how are these atoms joining to form molecules, these molecules further joining to form elements, and then compounds. Okay, so this is how we are classifying matter. With this, I am summing up three contents which I had told you in the first video. That is, what was matter. Second, what was matter made up of. Third, classification of matter, with certain activities, with certain examples, covering my NCERT of these three topics and covering some extra points. I have completed these three contents. From the next video, the next video will be totally based upon the fourth content, that is particles, characteristics of particles of matter. So those four characteristics we will be studying in detail, and after I'll complete the four main contents, we will come up with a question answer round. In this video, if you have not understood any concept, or if you want to add anything onto it, you want me to recommend something, please you can recommend me by putting your comments. And if you find any problem, you can anytime ask me. Thank you very much. I hope you liked the video. Thank you.